From April 2024 to March this year, the South African Council for Educators, SACE, received 606 reported cases of unprofessional conduct by teachers, ranging from rape and assault to racism and sexual assault of a pupil. Now, over 200 of the cases related to assault of a pupil or corporal punishment, with one case of sexual intercourse at the workplace. Only 36 teachers were struck off the educators' register after being found guilty of rape, impregnating a pupil, or having a relationship with a pupil. Let's discuss this now with the Acting Ethics and Legal Manager at SACE, Sandile Ntshalintshali. Good morning. Welcome to Newzroom Afrika.
Good morning, Ms. Chaba, and also greetings to all the educators who are out there making a difference to our learners, and happy Teachers Month to the educators.
So to begin with, SACE reported 606 cases of unprofessional conduct between April 2024 and March 2025. Could you, in your own words, give us a sense of the nature of these cases and the severity of them?
Yes, Ms. Chaba and the viewers, once more greetings. These cases, they range from serious offenses of sexual nature, of assault of learners to insubordination and the likes. It borders a lot of acts of misconduct within the profession.
Now, of these...
critically, pardon?
Of these, 36 teachers were struck off the register. What exactly does this mean in practical terms? Does it amount to a permanent removal from the teaching profession?
Yes, you're correct. Those who have been removed indefinitely, it means it's the end of their career in any world, because their certificate is now revoked, and meaning that they cannot be employed in any school, in any country, because if you go out of South Africa, you need to have a letter of good standing, which is issued only by the South African Council for Educators. So those that have been struck off, it means their career has ended and they are not going to be teaching anywhere, anytime, and anywhere.
What happens if, let's say, someone decides to go back to school and go study again and go get another diploma of teaching or degree in the education space?
Meaning you'll have got two B.Ed degrees. Look, remember that you can go and, say for argument's sake, hypothetically speaking, you go back to school to study B.Ed. But at the end of the day, you have to come back to us to register.
All right.
And from our register, then it will reflect that you have been previously registered and you have been removed from the register, and therefore you will never see the light of the profession.
Thank you for clarifying that. Now, the report highlights very serious offenses such as rape and impregnating pupils and sexual misconduct generally. How prevalent are these cases compared to previous years? I mean, are we seeing an increase or a decrease?
Ms. Chaba, that's a very thorny issue. The numbers are increasing every year. And we are very much saddened as a council that the people that we bestow trust to the learners are actually now abusing their trust on learners and sexually abusing them. It is increasing, alarmingly increasing, and it's a worrying factor for the profession.
So with that said, Sandile, how does SACE collaborate with law enforcement and the Department of Education to ensure that these cases lead to both disciplinary and criminal consequences where appropriate?
Look, remember that when the matter comes to SACE, SACE has got its own disciplinary procedures wherein a matter is reported and then it is assessed, and on assessment, if the matter is within our jurisdiction, then the matter has to be investigated, and if there's sufficient evidence, the matter goes to a disciplinary hearing where an educator has to give his side of the story. Fast forward, the educator is found guilty and he has a right to appeal. Fast forward, the appeal is dismissed. Now, what happened is that then the name of that educator is then referred to the Department of Social Development in terms of Section 120 of the Children's Act 38 of 2005. Additional to that, we have now moved a step ahead to say we no longer have to wait until the matter has been completed by our side. On the receipt of a case that is of a sexual nature, we as council have taken a stance to say, when we receive such a case, then we will then take the case further before even we start our investigation, take the matter to the nearest police station of where the alleged incident happened.
Now, can a teacher who served prison time for a serious crime later return to teaching once released, once they've served their time, or is that completely prohibited under SACE regulations?
Masaba, what we do, remember when teachers register with council, we vet them. And if we are of the view that your criminal offense is of a serious nature, will not allow you to go into the class because of you having been convicted of a very serious nature.
Okay, but on that note also, if I may just jump in there, the Department of Education has been struggling with the vetting process. Has this issue been resolved?
I wouldn't know in as far as the Department of Education, but I am informed that they have in other instances successfully conducted such processes of vetting teachers, but I cannot stand here and confirm that it is successful or not. Maybe the department will be the rightful place to, but all what I can speak about is that when you register with SACE, you are then given a form that you fill, and that form is escalated to DSD, to SAPS, to Department of Home Affairs, just to check who you are. And when we find that, look, you are not in, maybe you are appearing in the register which deems you to be unfit to work with children, we will not register you. And we are aware that there may be a situation where there are educators who may have been in the system and long before this process started of vetting.
Now, given
then the department,
given the seriousness of I mean, a lot of the conduct that has come up in this report, do you feel that the vetting processes, when it comes to the screening of teachers, that those processes are actually strong enough, or that they need to be strengthened?
It is our view that we really have to strengthen and have access, easy access, especially to the sex offenders register, which is for now seems to be a challenge for us to access it. But to respond to your question, we really have to beef up the vetting process, and we need to work in collaboration with the SAPS, DSD. Of course, we are working with it, but we need to tighten our working relationship.
So are there specific provinces, Sandile, or districts showing higher numbers of misconduct cases? And if so, what could be contributing to those regional differences?
Masaba, it will be a little bit challenging to specifically identify districts because, one, if you look at our report, our annual report of 2024-2025, it shows that the Western Cape has registered more cases, followed by Gauteng, followed by KZN and the likes. Now, let me explain how that reflection comes about. Remember that in terms of the South African Council for Educators Act 31 of 2000, Section 26, it then mandates employers to submit cases that they have completed where an educator has been found guilty. Now, the Western Cape, Gauteng, KZN, they are complying to that dictate of the Act. And that makes them to be seen to be the three provinces that have got more cases. And yet the challenge is the other provinces may not have been reporting And the cases that we are dealing with from different provinces may come from different spheres. So as of literally saying which one, it goes across board in the whole country. And right now, we are now zooming into the Eastern Cape because of this social media that have been going around of cases which are of serious nature in the Eastern Cape. Not that in other provinces, these do not happen.
Sure.
They do.
Now, before we let you go, Sandile, what broader ethical reforms and preventative measures is SACE implementing to ensure that the teaching environment remains safe, professional and learner-centered?
Masaba, we are at heart pain, going around to educators to conscientize them on a code of professional ethics. We run seminars, we run workshops almost every now and then when we are requested to come in. Now, I want to explain something to say. The unions invite us to come and talk to their members. Schools invite us to come and workshop their teachers. Department of Education also involves us in workshops where we speak and we indicate the repercussions of flouting the code of professional ethics. We are doing that almost every day through seminars, through webinars, through workshops. A lot is being done, but then you remember, Master Shaba, that we are dealing with human beings here. You know, in some instances, it's really painful that you go and you run a workshop and indicate the repercussions of breaking the law. But funny enough, a month or two, you then get a report from the same area where you have been running a workshop of a teacher who has committed exactly what you indicated that you shouldn't. And additionally, before you let me go, I want to indicate that because of the sketch of these offenses, SACE has taken up its sanctioning policy. For example, when you speak of assault, it is categorized in 3 phases. One phase, you are charged for attempting or threatening to assault a learner. The second one, if you have committed a common assault, that is when you have a suspended removal for a period of time, a fine, and a directive that you should undergo a rehabilitative program. And where the assault is severe, those are the educators that we strike them off the road. When it comes to sexual cases, we do not blink an eye. If you are found guilty for committed a sexual offense, unfortunately, that is the end of your career.
Good.
That is how we are becoming strict in terms of our sanctionings now.
Thank you so much for your time, Sandile.
You're welcome, ma'am. Thank you.